Hi guys, so today we're going to go through a few key techniques to help to reset your body and bring your body back into alignment. Most of the painful conditions that we get in the body because the body is moved out of alignment following an injury or a strain or repetitive stress, which creates imbalances in some of the muscles and the soft tissues, what's known as the fascia, and that starts to misalign the joints, putting pressure on certain joints, uneven wear and tear through the joints, which causes inflammation, pressure on nerves, imbalance on some of the muscles and pain. So today we're going to go through a few key techniques to help to reset some of the important areas of the body, bring your body back into alignment. So this can help with back pain, neck pain, and even conditions such as sciatica and plantar fasciitis, which are all symptoms of the body being out of alignment or out of balance. So we'll be working with muscles and fascia, some pressure points, myofascial releases and joint mobilizations to basically put your body back into alignment, help take pressure off all of these conditions. Some of the activities in this program can actually help to release and relax the muscles around the lower back and the pelvis and also the pelvic floor, which we don't want if you're pregnant. So if you're pregnant, unfortunately, we don't want you to carry out the activities in the program. So for some of these techniques, you'll need a firm ball. Now you can get one of our active balance balls, or you can get even a tennis ball, or even your dog's ball for now. But ideally a firm ball, because we're going to be using this to stimulate some of the key areas in the body where there's muscles and fascia to release and rebalance some of these areas. So we're going to start off using the firm ball underneath the foot, and the foot is the foundation of the whole body. The small little muscles which help to hold the arches of the feet up, which then give us good alignment and good posture further up. So if any of these small muscles become imbalanced or strained through ankle sprains or incorrect footwear, conditions like bunions, things like that, where we've got creating tension in the feet, that changes the shape of the arches, which can then impact our knees, our hips, our lower back and further up. So we're going to start off by stimulating some of these small muscles using the ball underneath the foot. Now you can do this standing up, you can also just do this sitting on a chair, which we'll also demonstrate. So we're going to start off by putting the ball underneath the foot, using the wall if you need any extra stability, or a chair or something like that. And basically we're going to plant the heel on the floor, and then we're going to roll the ball across the toes, right across this, what we call a transverse arch, which is important as the nerves pass in between each of the toes. So if this gets tight, that can often irritate the nerves and the muscles in there. So planting the foot and then just rolling the ball across that arch with using your body weight about 3 or 4 times, just help to free off the muscles across there. Then we're going to roll the ball from the big toe all the way down to the heel on the medial, what we call the medial arch. So again, using body weight to just roll the ball over the top, rolling the foot over the top of the ball, which helps to stimulate those small little muscles underneath that medial arch, or the main arch on the inside of the foot. And again, do that around 3 or 4 times. Now we're going to do the same on the outside with the ball on the little toe side and then going all the way down to the heel. And again, just using a wall or a chair for any stability there. And that helps to stimulate some of these small little muscles in the feet, which help to support and hold the arches. Now then we're going to go to this area of the foot and put the ball underneath there, and then just again use your body weight to put pressure on there. And there's an important point here, an acupressure point, which relates to some of the lower back muscles and also the kidney energy as well. So if you just roll the ball under there for around 10 to 15, 20 seconds with a firm pressure, we don't want to be causing pain, but it wants to be a firm pressure to stimulate that point. And that can actually help to start to release some of the lower back muscles for conditions such as bulging discs, sciatica, back pain, that sort of thing. So just rolling that around there for around 15-20 seconds. So next we're going to put the ball under the foot, and basically we're going to look for any tensions in any of these small little muscles. So basically just become a little bit explorative, put the ball underneath and see if you can find any tensions, which you probably will find. So just using body weight to sort of rock over and roll the ball underneath the foot, looking for any of these little tensions, because in the underside of the feet there's also reflexology points which relate to all of the organs. So if you do find a tension or a tenderness in there, that can often relate to any toxins building up in that organ, and by stimulating the point with the ball, that can actually help to flush those toxins out. So you might notice that if you, by using the ball a few times a week and stimulating these tender areas, that you might actually start to improve health conditions, such as if you rub the point for digestive disorders, that might help ease constipation or that sort of thing. Or if you rub the point for the lungs, that might help to improve your breathing. So just roll the ball underneath and see if you can find any of those little tender points just for a minute or so and work that out. There's also muscles underneath the foot which actually are part of what we call a myofascial chain, which come all the way from the foot. So we've got the plantar fascia, which is the fascia underneath the foot, and that attaches to the heel, but then it actually continues up to become the Achilles tendon and the calf, which then continues up to become the hamstrings and the muscles, the erector spinae muscles, which go all the way up to the back, to the head. So by releasing muscles in the foot, we're actually starting to release these myofascial chains, which actually go further up the body, which could be responsible for tight hamstrings, back pain, back conditions, or even neck tensions and headaches as well. So then when we've done that, we're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite foot. And basically what we'll find is often that because of the imbalances in the body, we'll usually find that one foot is tighter than the other. So just take note of that as you go through this process, and then you can start to become a little bit more aware of where your own personal tensions and restrictions are. And if you find one foot that's more tender or painful than the other, just spend a little bit more time working those tensions out, looking for any tensions on both feet, but the one that you find the most painful in particular. So again, just going across the 3 arches, the important pressure point that's just around there on the foot, and then just after that, just looking for any little tensions and tendernesses that you can find, which are either relating to reflexology points or these small muscles in the feet, which help to hold and support the arches of the feet, which then give good posture to the rest of our body. So if you feel a little bit unsteady on your feet, or you want to put a little bit less pressure through there, because sometimes putting the body weight through on top of the ball can be a little bit painful to start with, you can also do this sitting down. So if you just put the ball underneath the foot, and then to simulate putting the body weight on, but not as much, you're basically just going to put both your hands on the knee and then put pressure down through the lower leg onto the foot. And you can do exactly the same techniques as we've just gone through, but by sitting on a chair, which obviously gives you a little bit more stability, and then you don't put quite as much pressure through the foot. And this is going to be something that you do over a number of days, weeks and months. And as you start to use these techniques, you can actually start to work some of these tensions out. Don't try and do it all in one session and find a really tender bit and roll it. We want to be doing it as an exercise that we do over a period of days, weeks and months, and actually start to reduce some of the tension in the feet, which then can help the rest of the body. We're now going to use one of our active balance techniques to start to take pressure off the hamstring tendons, but this is again also part of this myofascial chain that comes all the way up the back side of the body. So all the way from the plantar fascia, the Achilles tendon, the calf, the hamstrings, the erector spinae muscles that go all the way up the back of the body. So freeing off tension here can help local problems to the knee, help to stabilize the knee, but also help to take pressure off this myofascial chain, which could help take pressure off back pain, upper back tension or neck tension or even headaches. So basically this technique's best done from a sitting position. So we're going to contact or locate the 2 hamstring tendons, which if you just go to the back of your knee, you'll feel that they're the stringy parts that come down to the back of the knee. So we're basically just going to hold them with a firm contact, and as we contact there, we're going to then move the knee and bend and straighten the leg. So we're creating a fixed point with the fingers on the hamstring tendons, and then we're just going to slowly bend and straighten the knee. Now what we're doing by doing that is, by creating this fixed point, we're giving the body something to stretch and move away from. So we're holding that contact point and then bending and straightening the leg, which can help to open up this channel in between where the sciatic nerve actually runs through. So by doing this technique, we can help to open up that channel where the sciatic nerve runs, which can also help to take pressure off the sciatic nerve, and as I say, also help to rebalance this myofascial chain that goes all the way up the posterior or the back side of the body. So we're going to do that about 8 to 10 times, just nice and slowly, while we've got that firm contact on the hamstrings. And the finger and the thumbs at the front, they could also be contacting the quad muscles on the front of the leg. So again, we're creating a fixed point with the fingers, all 4 fingers at the back, the thumbs coming round to the front, and they're on the muscles, the quad muscles at the front, which is part of a different chain. But the main contact is at the back, at the hamstring tendons there, to help to release that chain up the back of the body. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite leg and do that about 8 to 10 times. And again, you'll probably find that one side is possibly tighter than the other. If we've got imbalances in the body, or with these muscles or chains, or any old strains that you've had with knees or feet, or any conditions that you've had in the body, you'll often find imbalances from one side to the other. So just be aware of that and note that down, or become aware of it, and then you can start to map out where your tensions are within your body. And as you go through the program over the days, weeks and months, you'll actually start to feel that those places are coming back into balance and helping to reduce tension and conditions, painful conditions in the body.